Welcome to Testing Career, first session for software testing. In the last session, we have seen some basic introduction of software testing. In this session, we are going to learn brief description about the software testing, and I have some basic topics, just note down it. These are all the topics that we are going to learn in today's session. First topic is introduction of software testing, and the second topic is verification and validation. Third topic is uses and advantages of software testing. Fourth topic is principles of software testing, and the next topic is QA and QC, and the sixth topic is roles and responsibilities of a tester, and the last topic is difference between testing and software testing. These are all the topics that we are going to learn. Now let's go for the first topic, that is introduction of software testing. What is software testing? In the demo session, I have given short description about the software testing, that is testing a software application and delivering a quality product to the customer or client. That is called as software testing. Now just note down the formal description of software testing. Software testing is a process of verification and validation of an application. It is an activity to check whether the actual result matches with the expected result and to ensure that the software is defect-free. That is, making the software as defect-free, that is, without any bug, defect and mistakes, and delivering a quality product to the customer or client. That is called as software testing. In the demo session, we have seen one example, that is water bottle. So similarly, now we are going to see another example. Calculator. If we are going to test this calculator, what are all the things we will test? First, we will test whether the calculator is designed as per the customer requirement or not, and then we will test logo is printed in the calculator or not, and we will check all the functionality, that is addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, and all the functionalities are working fine or not, and so on. So these are all things we will test. So similarly, testing the software application, that is called as software testing. Now we will see another topic, that is difference between testing and software testing. Testing. Testing is the process of testing a normal product, that is water bottle, calculator, cloth, furniture, etc. That is testing a non-functionality product, that is called as testing. And software testing means testing the process of software application, that is Gmail, Facebook and other websites, that is testing the functionality product, that is called as software testing. And another difference is, in testing there is no procedure, principle and method for testing the normal product. We can test it directly by your own way, but if you are going to test the software product, there is some procedure, principle and methods for performing the testing. Now we will see basic example for testing and software testing. We have seen this example. Now we will go to another example. Just take furniture. What are the things we can able to test in this product? We can test the design of the furniture, color of the furniture and so on. So testing furniture and calculator and water bottle, and testing the non-functionality product instead of software application, that is called as testing. If you are going to test a software application like Facebook, Gmail and other websites, if you are going to test these applications, Facebook, what are all the things we can able to test? We can test after giving email ID and password, it is going to your home page or not, and without giving email ID and password, it is showing validation message or not. And if you want to create an account, we can give first name, we can miss any field and click create account, whether it is creating or not we can check. So these and all things we can check. So checking the applications, that is software application, that is called as software testing, and checking the non-functionality product, that is any water bottle, cloth, calculator, furniture and etc. These are all things that is called as testing. Software testing is also called as process of verification and validation of an application. What is verification and validation? Our next topic is verification and validation. Verification. Verification is a process of verifying whether the software is implemented correctly or not. Just assume that if you are working in a company as a test engineer, you will be receive a software implemented by development team. First, what you have to do is, first you have to check whether the software is implemented correctly or not. You have to check the document, that is called as verification. And validation is the process of validating whether the implemented software is working fine or not, and it meets the customer requirement or not. Validation is nothing but testing the software application and making the software application is defect free, and checking whether the application is designed as per the customer requirement or not, and it meets the customer requirement or not. Checking these things and all, that is called as validation. Now we will see the difference between verification and validation. Verification. Verification is a process of verifying the documents and files. As a tester, you have to prepare defect document, bug report, and test summary report, status report, test plan, test data, and other documents. So preparing these documents and verifying those documents, that is called as verification. Verification means verifying the documents and files. Verification is non-functionality testing. And validation is the process of validating the software application. It is nothing but testing the software application. Validation is functionality testing. And the second difference is verification is low level activities and validation is high level activities. What is activities? In verification, activities are walkthrough, reviews, and inspections. What is walkthrough, reviews, and inspections? If you are preparing test case, test plan, and other documents, after preparing these documents, you cannot able to test the application directly. You have to report to your team lead or team manager to review those documents. It has been reviewed and inspected by your team lead or any other lead managers. So after getting approval, then only you can able to test the application. That is called as reviews and inspections. In validation, activities are testing the application and checking whether the actual result matches with the expected result or not. So testing the application and checking the actual result and expected result. For example, just take, if you are going to test this application, if you are giving email ID and password, what is your expected result? It have to go to your home page. If the application is not developed properly, if any bug is there in that functionality, now what will be the actual result? It will not go to your home page. There will be some error, some problem will occur. That is called as actual result and expected result. So checking actual result and expected result and making the application is defect free, that is called as validation. Now let's go for the another topic, that is uses and advantages of software testing. What is the use of software testing? With the help of software testing, what are all the benefits that we are getting? Let's see. The first use is, with the help of software testing, we can deliver a reliable product to the customer or client. That is, if you are delivering a product without performing testing, what will happen? The customer will use the application only once. They will not use it again because they will face too many problems. The application will not be defect free. So that reason we have to perform testing to deliver a quality product. And the second use is, it is useful for finding and identifying the defect and errors in an application. Why we are performing testing? To find and identify the mistakes, problems, and to fix it. And the third use is, it reduces maintenance cost. If we are delivering a product without performing testing, what will happen? We need more resource to fix the issues. The application will create problems day by day. So it increases the maintenance cost. So by performing software testing, we can reduce the maintenance cost. And the last use is, it helps to improve the quality of application. With the help of software testing, we can able to deliver a good quality. And our next topic is principle of software testing. There are some principles to perform software testing. There are 7 principles. Let's see one by one. First principle is testing shows presence of defects. By performing testing, we can able to identify the defects and mistakes. And the second principle is exhaustive testing is impossible. What is exhaustive testing? For example, if we are having a text field to enter mobile number, we can able to test the field by entering more than 10 number and less than 10 number, because that field will accept only 10 number. But we cannot able to enter from 0 to 100. So complete testing is impossible. And the third principle is early testing. To find the defects early, testing activities shall be started as early as possible in the software or system development lifecycle. If the testing team is involved right from the beginning of the requirement gathering and analysis phase, they have better understanding of the requirement. And the fourth principle is defect clustering. Testing effort shall be focused proportionally to the expected and later observed defect density of the module. A small number of modules usually contain most of the defect discovered during pre-release testing. And the next principle is pesticide paradox. If the same kind of tests are repeated again and again, eventually the same set of test cases will no longer be able to find new bugs. To overcome this pesticide paradox, test cases need to be regularly reviewed and revised. And the next principle is testing is context dependent. Testing is done differently in different contexts. For example, critical software is tested differently from an e-commerce site. The testing focus will depend on what is more important for that type of application. And the last principle is absence of error fallacy. If the system built is unusable and does not fulfill the customer needs and expectation, then finding and fixing the defect does not help. If the product does not meet the customer requirement and implicitly implied that is not fit for use, there is no point in testing the application and finding the defect and fixing those defects. These are all the 7 principles of software testing. Next topic is roles and responsibilities of a tester. There are some roles and responsibilities for a test engineer. First role is analyzing the requirement document. Before going for the testing process, we have to analyze and go through the requirement from the requirement document. And the next role is participating in preparing test plan. Test plan is a document which contains what are all the testing activities you have to do and who have to do which testing and so on. And the next role is preparing test case. Test case should be very short and simple, but it should contain the description of which functionality we are going to test, and test scenario should be written before the testing case. For example, if you are going to write test case for Gmail login functionality, you have to write the test scenario as login functionality of Gmail. That is called as test scenario. And the next role is test case. In the last session, I have given example for test case. Just go through that video. And the next role is preparing test data for test case. What is test data? For example, if you are going to check add functionality in the calculator, we can enter 1 plus 2 and the result will come as 3. If you are going to check the same functionality again, you should not give the same data, that is 1 and 2. That data has been already checked, so you have to give new data. So you have to note down the data that you have checked, that is called as test data. And the next role is preparing test data, executing the test cases. What are the test cases you have written? You have to execute those test cases. And the next role is defect tracking. Once you have posted the defect in some tool, the development team will fix the defect and change the status as fixed or closed or some other thing. So you have to track the defect. And the next role is giving mandatory information of a defect to the development team. In order to fix it, you have to give the detailed description about the defect to the development team. Then only they can understand and fix the defect. And the next role is preparing suggestion document to improve the quality of application. For example, in this application, if you are thinking create an account button will be blue color, means then it will be good, or you are thinking some other thing to change the in that application. So you have to note down those suggestions. That is called as preparing suggestion document. And the next role is communication with the customer or client and test lead or test manager. You have to interact with your customer or with your test lead for better understanding of the requirement. And the last role is conducting review meeting within the team. The testing team will be involved in the review meeting. In that meeting, your test cases and other documents will be reviewed by your test lead or manager. And the testing team will be involved in discussing about the testing process and other testing activities. These are all the roles and responsibilities of a test engineer. And the last topic is QA and QC. What is QA and QC? QA stands for quality assurance and QC stands for quality control. Before going for QA and QC, first we will see what is quality. Quality is meeting the requirement, expectation and needs of the customer and being free from the defects, lacks and substantial variance. In simple words, we all know what is quality. Quality means better and goods. If you are going to buy any cloth, first what we will check in that product, we will check whether the quality of the cloth is good or bad. That is called as quality. And the next topic is quality assurance. Quality assurance is known as QA and it focuses on preventing the defect. QA ensures that approaches, techniques, methods, processes are designed for the project or implemented correctly. It has to complete before QC. Quality assurance is also known as QA and QA is a separate team in software testing. They will give assurance to the customer about the application and the application will not contain any defect and bug. We will develop the application as per the customer requirement. These are assurance they will give to the customer. That is called as quality assurance. Before starting the quality control process, quality assurance has to complete first. And the next topic is quality control. Quality control is also known as QC and it focuses on identifying the defect. It ensures that the approaches, techniques and methods and then processes or design in the project are following correctly. It is to verify that the project is deliverable, meet the defined quality standards. It has to complete after QA. Quality control also known as QC. QC is nothing but as a tester, we have to identify the defect and interact with the development team to fix the defect and deliver the quality product to the customer. That is called as quality control. Quality control has to complete after QA. Now we have covered all the topic in today's session and we will see manual concepts in the next session. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you.